Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Low Budget Livestream. As always, I am your host, the real Gino Reynolds. Now, when more people get here, uh, I'm going to explain the thumbnail. Let's just say, and this really isn't for me, but the last few weeks have been pretty rough. Um, and at least this last weekend, especially, was rough, but more so this last weekend. Okay. An update on the channel. First of all, uh, there's a couple new Geno's Bata games up. First, I played Arrow the Acrobat for the SNES. First, I lost, and then I did another one where I got revenge. And then also, since Spider Man was coming to theaters, I played Disney Infinity Spider Man. Played that all the way through, and a new Geno's Bata games is going to be up in the next day or two. I finished the next game I'm going to play, so um, and it's a game I really love, so I'm looking forward to putting that up. Hey Desiree, how you doing? Uh, and I'm guessing Bryson's still in the room. I'm really curious how this stream's going to go tonight. Though this doesn't really matter to me, numbers don't really matter to me. I just want to have fun, and people keep dropping out, so I'm wondering if something's wrong with the stream. And I was wondering if I was going to have issues. So if you guys are having issues with the video, please let me know. Because my counter is jumping all over the place. If you're having issues, let me know. But anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. Sorry, it's been a long weekend or so, weekend and then through this week. Um, let's see what else I got going on. I saw Midsummer today. Um, didn't get a notification, just knew. Well, I just I don't know the counter for the things going up and down for the however many people's here, and the chat was acting weird when I started setting things up, and my computer probably hates me because I've been running it for practically 2 days straight. But I am wondering how this stream's going to go because of some events that uh, transpired in the last week or so. I don't even know when it was, and they don't really involve me. Um, let's see. Daniel says, "Hello, I saw your thumbnail. Are you making a rant about YouTube suspending my old channel for no reason?" YouTube does a lot of things for no reasons, and that's kind of what I'll be talking about soon. I want to get as many people in here as I can because I'm gonna make. And I don't want this to sound like some mind-bending tease because the end result may just disappoint everybody. My what I say may disappoint everybody that cares about this, but I have something to say that I need to say uh, about a certain situation that's been happening here on all sorts of media, whether it be YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. Um, but I don't want everyone to think I've got this big revelation or anything. No, I just have something I got to say and a statement I'm going to make, and I probably won't answer questions about it unless there's a legit question, because I don't want to become a soundbite. So, um, especially taken out of context, because boy, we know that happens a lot. Um, so yeah, I'm wondering. I've lost some subscribers, and I mentioned numbers. I lost there's probably 20 some subscribers in the last few days, and I know why. And again, the numbers don't bother me. This isn't why I'm feeling like I'm feeling. I don't know. And forgive me if I'm rambling because I've just been in a kind of, you guys have seen stuff pop up on the channel and everything. And I'm still doing the work, and I'm still trying to put on a brave face, and I'm still trying to sit in front of this camera because I love this and I love talking to you guys, especially the ones that, respond back. But I'm going to be talking about just why at times this isn't fun anymore. Some just because of the way things are going with certain things on the internet. Again, none of it. I don't want anyone to think that I've been attacked or anything, but I'm just again, I'll get to that in a moment. But as always, on this live stream, the inmates do run the asylum. So if you got questions, comments, whatever you want to throw up, I'll answer them the best of my abilities. AMA rules, ask me anything within reason. Um, but I'll definitely help me get my mind off some things, and then hopefully me talking about it will help me get my mind off it as well. Um, let's see. Let's see. Daniel says, also, I won't be here that much because I'm seeing Midsummer in an hour. I saw it today. I'm going to work on my review next couple days. I'm not really going to say how it is because I want you to make your own decisions. Um, I felt, I'll just say, I felt a little less better about it than I did Hereditary. And if you saw my review for Hereditary, you know how I felt about how that movie ended. I'll just say that. Desert says, by the way, Black Ariel, I dig it. You know what? I'm cool with it. I mean, I don't know who everyone wanted them to get, but I'm cool with Disney trying new things. As long I don't want them to make this remake a PSA for something like Dumbo kind of was. And even though I enjoyed Dumbo and I appreciate it for trying to tell the continued story from the cartoon, it became like a PSA for treat animals good, which I'm not saying treat animals bad, but it just felt like a commercial. Tell the story in a way that isn't so obvious, I guess, is the way I guess is what I'd say. But yeah, I have no problem with the Little Mermaid thing. I don't have a big connection to the Little Mermaid. I do love the soundtrack. I remember when we were in chorus in high school, we sang the Little Mermaid soundtrack was our final program, and I enjoyed that a lot. And I love Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl and all that stuff. We even got to sing it like Sebastian, and it was fun. But other than that, I don't have a huge connection to that movie, but I'm cool with it if they want to try something different. That doesn't bother me too much or bother me at all, actually. Um, Daniel says, "Is it porn bots?" No, sorry, no, not this time. Bryson says, "I think I know the events you are speaking of, but all that doesn't involve you really, and even then, it is that person, not you. I found you because of that person, but stay because I like you. Thank you." Um, yeah, I'll get into that. I didn't know how much I was gonna say. I'll just say what I can, I guess. And there's everyone. I just have this feeling that everyone is gonna think I know things, and I don't. Is part of where it's gonna go, and I don't want that to be like everyone thinks they're gonna get these revelations from this. I just need to get something off my chest and explain some decisions I've made. Um, Daniel says, also, have you seen the first trailer for Jumanji and Next Level with The Rock as Danny DeVito? Yes. And I think it's a great idea because that makes the actors act differently. They're just not the same characters. Excuse me. I like that they're doing that. I'm curious who the main kid who was The Rock the first time, which character he's going to be. Is he going to be the pilot character this time? They didn't say who the blonde girl is going to be. I don't think so. I don't know. I am curious what they're going to do with that though, and I'm excited for it. It comes out this year. Hopefully, it'll be the Amazon free movie this year, like it was the first time they did the advanced screening. I'm kind of hoping they do that. Um, let's see. Bryson says Melissa McCarthy, I think, can make a good Ursula, but I'm sad they aren't going with a drag queen. You know, I I am curious of what Melissa McCarthy could do with a part like that. I'm hoping they don't make her overly silly because then she'd be taking a step backwards from the good work she's been doing. If they let her be dark, I think it'll work. But yeah, I I don't know if Disney's ready to take that kind of step in live action form. Um, especially with some of the reactions they got with Beauty and the Beast with whatever the Gaston's buddy's name is. I don't know Beauty and the Beast that well. I know what I'm talking about, the little guy that sang the Gaston song. that Josh Gad played. Um, I It'd be nice if they take more chances, but they're slowly but surely. LeFou, is that what you're saying? His name LeFou, I think. Yeah. Um, so, um, I liked what they did with that character in that. And a lot of people were like, "Not my movie." So whatever, but yeah, I think they're gonna be cautious about certain things. Um, let's see, and plus Melissa McCarthy's a name, so that probably, especially since I mean I don't know. Apparently, the girl that's playing Ariel is like a part of some duet. I didn't know who she was. Uh, I'm sure some of you do. So maybe they wanted to attach a name to the Ursula part, and Melissa McCarthy. I mean, if they let her do it right, will do a good job, I think. Um, Bill says there are so many films about dolls that come to life: Annabelle, Toy Story, Child's Play, Rocket Man. You know what's funny is that one of the best things to come out of all these toy and doll movies is the marketing for Child's Play. They not only had so many posters of Chucky destroying the Toy Story toys, but they did one for Annabelle too. Um, let's see. Desiree says, I like McCarthy, but really wish it was a drag queen. Ursula is flamboyant and sassy and confident. And I mean, she was divine. Yeah, and that's just it. I get that argument. Um, I totally get that argument. And I wish they would, uh, lack of a better term, nut up and try something like that. But uh, I don't know. They don't want to make the ones that would get mad even angrier. Of course, you can't please everybody. I wish they would realize that. Um, let's see. Let's see. Daniel says, "Rip." Is it Etirka? Etirka. I heard the name. It's not someone I followed or know who it really is. But yeah, I've been hearing some YouTubers talk about him and stuff, but her, sorry, I don't know who that is. But I've heard them talking about them, and I mean, you know, I really don't know what to say because I don't know the person that well. Um, Bill says Pornbot sounds like something Michael Bay made on Wood Rocket. As long as there is multiple explosions. Um, Desiree says, talking about LeFou, it literally means the fool in French. And I do remember that now. I remember hearing that. Bryson says, Lindsay Beer of Transformers and Masters of the Universe background is writing the Hello Kitty movie. I'm skeptical. Americans making Japanese movies just doesn't seem to work out. Yeah. I mean, I liked Alita. Okay, I mean, trust me, I knew I it was flawed, but then like Ghost in the Shell, I thought was pretty weak. I mean, I'm glad they're at least taking some chances. I wish they would stick to the source material a little better, but I mean, I don't know all the source material, but I remember watching Ghost in the Shell after seeing the live action movie, and I'm like, this is what they adapted. Um, Daniel says, Bill Casey, Rocket Man isn't a doll movie. Maybe you're talking about Ugly Dolls, one of my favorites. Or he was just making a joke. But either way, yeah, Ugly Dolls too. No. Uh, Bill says, I haven't seen Rocket Man, but I'm pretty sure Elton John is a doll that came to life when a child made a wish on a rainbow that appeared over a mountain of cocaine. See, he knows what he's talking about. Bill, that sounds so horribly magical, Desiree says. Yes, it does. Oh. All right. As I take a sip of my leftover movie soda there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. All right. I'm going to explain the thumbnail here, and again, you guys go ahead and put some more comments in, and we'll talk about them after here. Okay, so the thumbnail. I almost quit everything this last weekend, and I know, Bryson, you even said it's not you, but here's the thing. All right, if the situation is, the change the channel thing is sparked back up again, and I'll let you all do the research about it if you want. But it sparked back up again when, and as many of you know, Brad Jones is a friend of mine. A comment was made on his live stream about what that basically sparked it back up again. I'm not even going to give sound bites here. And okay, so I made the decision that until further notice, and I'm not saying I'm not going to work with anybody, but I'm not going to work with anybody that is attached to the change the channel thing. I can't do it. And this is not, and before anyone says anything, I've talked with Brad about this, and I told him exactly what I'm telling you, is that I have to look out for the safety of my family. Because if the things that they say are happening happen, which nobody knows but them that are involved, even though other people want to pretend like they know everything, I can't be involved in that. I was supposed to review Spider-Man and Midsummer with him before I came home to do this. But I told him I don't think I can do it, at least for the foreseeable future. And I felt bad because he is my friend. I've known him for I don't know how many years now. I mean, I didn't grow up with him or anything, but he is my friend. And he has done a lot for me. He's helped me out, and he didn't have to. I mean, it started off with me interviewing him and me asking him if I can work with him, and we did. And then it was like a year and a half, 2 years later before we started hanging out again, and it was by accident. If you saw the review for Yoga Hosers, that was by accident over on his channel, the midnight screenings of it. So we're friends, and I felt bad letting him down, but it's like, look, man, you got to understand. I wouldn't be worried about it until, and I'm not going to name channel names. Y'all can do the research yourself. You really don't need to. I'm going to give you the gist of it. So, I mean, you don't, that way you don't have to try to scour through comments and find it. And again, I haven't been attacked or anything. So don't think that I'm claiming I've been attacked or something like that. But in one of the videos on a channel that was talking about this incident that happened not too long ago, I start seeing my name pop up. Granted, all they were talking about was who's still with the channel, who used to be with the channel, and who's with the channel now. And even though that's just it, first of all, I am not an official member of Stone Gremlin Productions or the Cinema Snob. I like to call, and Brad and I basically call me the pinch hitter. You know, I'll go and help and do whatever if he needs me to review or whatever. I was doing that, or I was helping him raise money for his movies and things like that. If he needed my help, I would help him if I could. And, you know, because he's my friend and he's helped me and I'm going to help him. But I told him, I said, I said, dude, I've seen my name start to pop up. And I said, I don't want what's happened to you to happen to me. And I said, I said, don't worry. I'm not just going to go on all of a sudden go, I can't be with him anymore because I've changed my mind or whatever. It's none of that. I just don't want to be involved. I don't want anything to do with it. Look, I know bad things probably happen and not all the sides of the story are out there. I don't know. I know nothing. I have this bad feeling, and that's why I'm saying something now, is I'm going to start getting people wanting to talk to me about it, because especially if I would have done that review today, people would have been like, oh, maybe we should talk to that guy. And I have nothing to say. I have talked about my interactions with everyone that I've met from Channel Awesome or former Channel Awesome or whatever, right? Other than Brad being my friend, I interviewed him. I've worked with him before we were friends. I interviewed Doug. He was my first interview ever. That's my only interaction with him. I've talked to Lord Cat on Twitter. I was there. I didn't work with Allison, but she was working with Brad, and I met her at the Seeing early premiere over in Springfield. And honestly, that's about it. And then of course the people from Brad's channel, they're not channel awesome technically. They're more Brad's people, um but I haven't met like anybody else that I can remember anyway. But that's my Channel Awesome experience. I have never been on Channel Awesome. Of course, maybe years ago I thought that would be kind of cool to be on Channel Awesome. Um, but I'm not a part of that group. And I know the stuff that came out a year or so ago or whatever it was, that's news to me. I didn't know any of that stuff. And so that's just it though. Brad and I don't talk about it. And I know people are like, I bet you do. No, I hope most of you know me now that I'm honest and I say what's on my mind. I don't know anything. So don't ask me. That's my official statement on the whole change of channel thing. And until I don't even know what the end game of that is other than utter destruction of Channel Awesome, I guess. I don't know. I just don't know. It's nothing I know anything about. I have no insider knowledge. I've never been a part of the movies. I've never been to Chicago to their studios. You know what I know. And I just have this feeling. So if there's anybody out there that's wanting to talk to me about it, don't, because I don't know anything. Brad is my friend. That's all I know. But then again, I don't want anything to happen. So I told him, it's like, man, and it's like, I'm a man. I'm telling you, man to man, I can't work with you right now. And he understood. And that's the end of it. So and I'm not saying I'm not working with anybody, because there's some people I do want to work with, but I'm not going to have any involvement with anybody that's involved in this, because I'm looking out for the safety of my family, and there's people out there, and who knows who started this whole thing. I know there's people throwing blame everywhere, which way, who knows? Probably some troll that just wanted to start something. Who knows? I don't know. But I wish there was an end game to this. I wish there was a conclusion. I wish they could settle things. Everyone's throwing stuff each and every which way, and I'm tired of it. And even though Brad's my friend, I told him I can't I'm not being involved anywhere near it right now. And I apologize. It's like, look, I want to still work with you because you're my friend and you've helped me out, but it's like I can't. I got to look out for my kids. I don't want anything to happen. I don't want some damn SWAT team come through my door because some a-hole thought it would be funny or wanted to get at me because I worked with Brad. I got to stay away from it. And it's getting to this point for me. And it got to this point for me over the last week or so. It's like, when did this stop being fun? And I know it hasn't totally stopped being fun, because I still have fun doing it. And I still have fun talking with people on Twitter and on these live streams and doing the videos and the games and all that stuff. But I mean, when did it stop just being fun and I know it's been dangerous for a long time, but it seems it's, at least lately, maybe especially because I've seen my name pop up, that it's getting a little too real for me, and I just can't be involved in it. So again, my official statement is I know nothing. So don't ask. There's just nothing else really to say about it other than I see this stuff on Twitter, and you don't know what's the truth and you don't know what's a lie, and it's just ugly, man. And I'm want this to be fun. Why has it got to be so damn ugly? I can't stand it anymore. It's how ugly things have gotten. Again, I almost deleted everything because I'm just like, I'm done. Part of me was just like, I'm done. But I know I'd be letting some people down, and I'd be letting myself down. I'd be letting my kids down because they think it's cool that daddy gets to be on YouTube. Even though it's like anyone can be on YouTube, but you know what I'm saying. And I know I'd regret it if I quit, but I didn't know how to handle it, and I felt like I was letting people down, And I felt if I said more, which there was more I wanted to say maybe 2 days ago, and I there's not much more to say because anything I say will probably be taken out of context, even though again I don't know anything, but they'll take it out of context. So why say anything? And I'm just backing away. And as again, I feel like I'm letting a friend down, and it's I mean, it hurts me to do it, but I got to look out for me and mine. And I know that's sad to say because friends to me are like family, and I treat them like family. But but thankfully he understood. I I didn't think he would get mad, but just that part of me was like, I hope he doesn't get mad. But he understood. He's like, I get it. Um, but I don't know. There's got to be an end game somewhere for it, and because it just keeps coming back up, and then someone will say something, and then the explosion happens again, and I just can't be a part of it anymore. So anyway, that's my statement about it, and that's all I'm going to say about it. But I I got to keep my family safe, and with things that I've heard happening, not just on that with that story, but then there's other big YouTube stories or Twitter stories or whatever that people are doing horrible crap to each other, and I don't want that to be this. I don't want to be a part of it. So, yeah, official statement. I don't know anything. Don't ask. So thank you guys for letting me rant a little bit. I feel a little better about it. Um, but anyway, let me find where I was at. Um, Bill says, angry, stupid people ruin everything. That they do. Bryson says, more is coming out about Reitman's Ghostbusters 2020. Revolves around kids taking up the mantle of the long abandoned Ghostbusters. That's Finn Wolfhard, yay, and McKenna Grace. Isn't who was it? Who else did they announce for that? They announced somebody else for that, I thought. I can't remember who it was though. Desiree says, my only conclusion. Oh, by the way, yes, I'm looking forward to the Ghostbusters movie. I really am. Let's see. Desiree says, my only conclusion from seeing the drama from both sides is, dang it, if only people would just freaking talk. Come on. People, we are all adults, at least when it comes to Brad's particular situation. Yeah, there needs to be, again, the best way to say it, there needs to be a conclusion. They need to work it out, and there's nothing I can do about it. So and since I am not personally involved, I'm not involved. Bryson says, I get your position. People have been contacting Brad's friends and making speculation about those who have not been in Brad's videos recently, as some of the Stone Gremlin members have left. But it really isn't anyone's business. I mean, some have left for some reasons, and like fine reasons, like they're having babies, and some have left for bad reasons, and that's all on them. You know why I'm not doing them right now. And again, I'm not really a part of the team anyway. I'm the real Gino. I have my own channel. I'm helping a friend when I do that. Rob from Smirking Gun Review says, word, stick to your guns, man. This is a messy situation. By the way, Rob is doing a was it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Live stream tonight, I think at 8. I can't remember what season you're talking about or whatever. I know you're talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if you like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., definitely check out his channel. Subscribe if you have not. He's on the road to 1,000. Let's see. Mark Hendrick 17 says, hi, first time catching this live. They want an apology, though. All this is really sad, and I never thought it'd split over or spill over on your channel in any way. Again, they didn't. Nothing has been said other than my name was mentioned, but I didn't want it to get further than that. I've been keeping an eye on a thread, but it kind of turned into something else, and my name hasn't been mentioned in a while, and I want to keep it that way. And good to have you, Mark. Desiree says, it's always people uh, talking shiz or taking shiz a step too dang far. Sorry, it's really tiny words here I'm trying to read. Even people who show just general support get attacked by fanatics and people who are just jumping on the bandwagon because they're addicted to drama. Yeah, some people just want to start crap, and I wish it wasn't like that anymore. I just want to have fun, man. I mean, can we all agree that I'm just some schmuck that wants to get on here and have a good time? I'm a lonely schmuck that wants to talk about movies, play video games, and talk to people. That's it. I don't care about anything else. I mean, yes, if there's bad things that happen, I want things to be resolved in the way they need to be, but drama for the sake of drama sucks and it's getting old. Um, let's see. Paul says, any word on Marvel Black Cat solo movie and who's going to play her? I haven't heard anything. I know they were talking about doing that. That'd be a Sony thing, I would imagine, because that's a Spider-Man character. I haven't heard anything. I'm hearing more about the Black Widow movie than anything, because they're talking about passing the mantle. Rob's from Smirking Gun says, you and I can start a channel called Two Honest Guys. We are going to work together. I know we're talking about, what is it, a couple Saturdays from now. We may try to get together if we can work it out. Rob and I want to do some stuff together, and we're trying to figure out everything. If you have ideas of videos you would like to see Rob and I do when we get together, catch us on Twitter, or you can even throw it in here and we'll take a look at them, because I know there's some stuff. I have some ideas. I'm sure he's got some ideas. Rob's someone I want to work with. Is someone whose channel I want to see grow, because he's like me. He just wants to get on here and talk about fun stuff. So again, if you haven't subscribed to his channel, definitely do so. Bryce says, I would watch a channel of Smirking Gun and Gino. Good call. Bill says, I think the content creators wanted a change in how the channel was run. The response from the walkers was worst case scenario. The fallout was worst case scenario. Now it's radioactive. Bury it. Yeah, it's everyone wanted to be right, I guess. And there's got to be a common ground. And I mean, I've heard them say we just want an apology. Well, and then, well, if we apologize, it says we did something wrong again. Yeah, bury it. I just want to see it done. I mean, it's been over a year now, and people are just getting hurt. Bryce says, Paul Rudd, thank you, is going to be in Ghostbusters 2020. I knew someone answered the call or whatever it was. They showed some video. I haven't seen the video, but I've seen like Paul Rudd standing in front of the firehouse. Desiree says, you're a schmuck, but you're our schmuck, Gino. Yeah, I will admit I'm a schmuck, but you know, it's I like to think I'm a likable schmuck. Being a schmuck's not a bad thing. Desiree says, oh, if you're talking about what you want us to talk about is Cloak and Dagger. Haven't seen it, but maybe I should. I'd have to find it though. I don't know. What is it on? I don't remember. Is it Hulu? Bryson says, to bring up a good thing, Taika Waititi is developing an animated Flash Gordon movie. Cool. Yes, believe it or not, an animated movie in the current market. Well, I mean, if we've got Spider-Verse, I don't see why we can't have other good animated movies. I wanted to, after seeing Venom, and then, okay, I think I said this in my review for Venom, but of course, as we know, the after credit scene for Venom was Into the Spider-Verse. It was like the first, or where he finds Peter Parker at the graveside or whatever. It was like a 10-minute preview. And I'm like, that was the best part of Venom. Even though I will say, I wanted to say, because I was like, oh, someone in another universe is like, are we saying that Venom can cross over with this animated universe now? I will say this, my son and I watched Venom last weekend, and he enjoyed it, which made me enjoy it a little more. It was a little more enjoyable watching my now 10-year-old watch Venom, because he had a good time with it. He thought it was funny, which if he enjoyed it, I made me enjoy it a little more. Desiree say it's on Freeform. Okay. I don't know if I have access to Freeform. I'll have to see what I can do. My parents got all that cable stuff, so I don't have any cable. Definitely go ahead and put some more stuff in the chat, guys, if you want to talk about anything. Uh, as you could probably guess, I haven't really prepared other than that my little spiel I had, and I didn't really even prepare for that because I didn't know what I was going to say. I'm going to take a quick look at the news and see if there's anything. One thing I can say is, have you seen Spider-Man yet? Don't spoil it, but if you have seen it, what did you think of that mid-credit scene? Come on. I've always wanted that person to come and play that part again. If you've seen Spider-Man, let me know what you thought of it. I dug it. So let's look at some movie news here. See Disney, Little Mermaid. There's not a ton of news I know that's come out. Let's see. Disney removed a Toy Story 2 blooper gag that implies sexual misconduct. Okay. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back had more VFX shots than the original Star Wars. Yeah, that one got kind of sci-fi heavy and effects heavy. Yeah, there's really no new news, unfortunately. Let's see. Anyway, let's go back to the comments here. Paul says, if they do a Black Widow movie, is Scarlett Johansson still on board to play her? From what I understand, she is. Now, I have a feeling that we're going to get some de-age stuff of her, but it's going to be just for flashbacks. I thought maybe they were going to do a whole flashback movie, like set in maybe in the 90s again or something. But from what I understand, the big rumor is that a lot of the movie's going to take place within the 5 years after the snap. Which, I mean, they've got a whole 5 years to play with there, so that's not a bad call. I mean, spoiler alert, she's dead, so it's not a bad place to, if you want to keep using Black Widow, have her within that 5 years. So as far as I know, and then they're talking about passing the mantle, having a new Black Widow is like one of the rumors as well. Bryson says, in animated film news, Ron Howard is to direct an adaptation of The Shrinking of Treehorn, his first animated film. I'm curious to see him do animation. I like Ron Howard. I think he's kind of hit and miss, but when he hits, he hits good. So I'd be curious to see him do animation. Desiree says, hoping to see it this Saturday, talking about Spider-Man. Well, we're seeing a lot of people are complaining about Mysterio. I don't know why. Maybe because he wasn't exactly Mysterio, and he was, but what they did is they took the Mysterio character, and the Mysterio character did exactly what I thought he was going to do, and then they fit it into the MCU. They made it fit the story. So I thought they did well. I liked what they did with him, and I liked how they explained everything. I liked the Mind F stuff they did with him, and it fit into some character development for Spider-Man. So I thought it worked really well. So yeah, people complain about Mysterio. I don't get it. Is it Sashel? Just wanted to say I really liked your review of Jessica Jones season 3. Barely can find anyone reviewing it. Lol, though for me personally, after seeing it, I'm not so surprised. I'm not hearing much. Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. It had its moments. I'd still say season 1's still the best, and season 2 and 3 you can kind of juggle, and they both did good things and they both did bad things. A lot of people just didn't want to review it because it wasn't going anywhere. In the last episode, when they finally connect it to the rest of the Netflix MCU, I'm like, yeah, a little late on that, aren't you? And then you can kind of tell where they're going to go with the Jessica Jones character after that. And it's like, well, we're not going to get to see that. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me not a lot of people talked about it. It was disappointing. And Kristen Ritter has come out and said she's probably never going to play that part again. So if there is a uh, if there's a reform of uh, the different shows after the 2 year ban or whatever it is. Apparently, she's not coming back. I did hear some interesting news though. Apparently, and I love this, uh, the Punisher does not fall under that 2 years because he was a spinoff character. That's what I'm hearing is that they can do Punisher somewhere else if they want. So hopefully, someone like an HBO would pick that up, or even Hulu, as long as they get to keep it, R rated. Um, so I'm hoping that one gets picked up. I mean, John Bernthal is so good. That would be such a waste to not have John Bernthal play the Punisher anymore. Even if they do a movie with him, I mean, which I don't know if they'll take that risk, but I'd love to see it. Um, Bryson says, "Have you seen the trailer for The Good Liar? Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren. It looks like it's going to be great. I have not seen the trailer. I know it's out, but let me just put it this way: you can put Ian McKellen and one of my bigger crushes, Helen Mirren, in a movie together, and I don't care what it is, I'm going to watch it. I did see part of the trailer. I saw like a, I don't know, like a 30-second teaser thing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And again, you can put them two in anything, and I'd want to see it. Bill says that mid-credit scene I think would be a good setup for Kraven the Hunter. I could see that, and a good setup for Peter Parker going to Wakanda. That'd be cool. I'd like to see that. I almost said something that would spoil the mid-credit scene. Don't want to do that, but I do love the cameo, and hopefully it's not just a cameo in the mid-credit scene. That was perfect, and I liked the I liked what happened. I liked the last laugh. I'll just put it that way. That happened in the mid-credit scene. But I could see that. That'd be a cool place to take Spider-Man. Um, I see Daniel says, I don't think Channel Awesome haters will come to your house because they don't know where you live. Swatting and doxing is a thing, my friend. Um, let's see. And I'm just looking out for my own. Bryson says, Three from Hell has an official release date, but it is BS Fathom Events. Oh, really? They're Fathom Eventing that one? Honestly, I'm not surprised. Zombie is pissing me off with event releases, with the crap Blumhouse produces. He could get it a wide release. I want to say when what was the one that he released? It wasn't attached to those. It was the one with the record. What was the name of that? I know one of you are gonna find it before I bring it up, but what is it? Sorry, I'm looking this up. Gotta find. Oh, he's got soundtrack first. No wonder it's so long. Lords of Salem, and I'm sure one of you probably put that up already. No, Lords of Salem. I know it wasn't a Fathom event, but they yeah, I forgot about 31. I never got to see 31, Bryson. It wasn't. I don't think it came around to us, or if it did, I couldn't make it or something. But Lords of Salem, the closest it got to me was like some dinky theater in Indiana, and I don't even remember where it was. Uh, and I remember thinking, why did this not come here? I'm surprised, but then I watched it, and then I didn't wonder that anymore. Bill says Black Widow could take place over multiple time periods, especially with a villain like Taskmaster who constantly gets better. That would be cool. Because from what I understand, the Taskmaster is the villain. At least that's who they think they saw on set. Looks a lot different, I guess, from like the comic book Taskmaster, but that's a good villain for her, I think, especially if she has to adapt to beat him. Bryson says, Ready or Not seems like it could be fun. I'm hoping for a better horror comedy than The Dead Don't Die. Yeah, I enjoyed The Dead Don't Die for what it was, but it was one of those, yeah, I get the joke, guys. I get it. Okay, guys, I get it. And I probably wouldn't watch it again. So yeah, we could use another good horror comedy. I think I don't know if the last good one I saw was Happy Death Day to You. I know that's one of the last one I remember. I remember enjoying the heck out of that. Let's see, where was I? Bill says basically I'd like to see Spider-Man and Black Panther versus Craven and Rhino. That's cool. The mid-credit scene happens to be a good setup. You never know. I yeah, never know. That would be a cool team up movie. Um, I can imagine Spider-Man whipping around in Wakanda. That would be fun. Um, Desiree says, "You see the trailer for that animated spy movie of Tom Holland?" Yes, and Will Smith. Yes. Okay, I've never been so disappointed for a trailer in a while like that one. I saw, they showed spy animated spy Will Smith. I'm like, okay, animated spy movie with Will Smith, cool. And then he gets turned into a bird. Um, God, it was bad. I am not looking forward to that one. Mark Hendricks says, did Mysterio remind anyone else of Mark from The Room with his acting? Got that vibe. I don't know if he was. I don't know if I'd say that bad, but at least he wasn't like Tommy Wiseau. Um, I don't know if I'd say I liked Jake Gyllenhaal's performance because he kind of had to play serious and then kind of nutty. Uh, I don't know if I'd say as bad as Mark, but I maybe kind of can see it a little bit. Um, let's see. Bryce says Helen Mirren is going to be in an HBO series called Catherine the Great. Again, I'll watch Helen Mirren in anything. Let's see. Dan says, P.S. Sorry you didn't get a chance to see Booksmart. Yeah, it's when I got behind for being in the hospital and I just couldn't make it to see everything. I missed a few things. I missed Palms, Booksmart, The Hustle. There's one or two others. Some of those I wouldn't exactly say I missed them, Bob. But yeah, I'll probably catch that one when it comes out on digital or video. Bill says Lady Gaga is rumored to be in the running to play Lila the Otter in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Man, they're just going to want to put Lady Gaga on everything, aren't they? I still think the part she's going to end up playing is Amy Winehouse, even though Amy Winehouse's dad said hell no. Bill also says there's a live action CG Tom and Jerry movie coming. Yeah, I know. Just do 3D animated movie. Period. It doesn't have to be live action. I swear. It's going to look like the Chipmunks. I swear. Let's see. Bill also says a Jay and Silent Bob reboot is coming. Well, it's not a reboot technically. It's Jay and Silent Bob. I think it's called Gets Rebooted or something like that. It's still Jay and Silent Bob, but I guess they're going to reboot Blunt Man and Chronic. It's kind of going to be like the Strike Back one where they go to Hollywood. From what I understand, that's from everything I've read up on. I've been reading up on that crowdfunding thing they're doing, whatever it is, the you run the studio thing. What is it called? Legion M or something like that. So yeah, it's not technically a reboot, even though someone else will be playing Jay and Silent Bob in the movie. Jay and Silent Bob are also in the movie. So I am curious about it. When I first heard reboot, I'm like, come on, guys. And it's being rebooted by them, but then they're like, no, it's about reboots. So okay, I'd like to see it. Desiree says, yeah, as adorkable and as animated geeky Tom Holland is, that spy movie made me be Mio, no, you can do better. Yeah, I'm sad that he's doing that and he didn't do his cameo for Spider-Verse because apparently he was supposed to do just a thing where he was Spider-Man from the MCU going, hey guys, what's up? It would have been better than probably this whole movie is going to be. Bryce says Common the Rapper is going to be in a mafia police corruption movie with Clive Owen, Ana de Armas, and Joe Kinnaman. Something about an FBI informer in the Polish mafia. Yeah, it's I think it's called Informer. It was called something else first because when I was making The Informer, it was supposed to be. It was called something else first, and then they changed it because I was making graphics for it. For when I finally see it, I had to look up the old name. It's based on some book, I think. I'm curious about that one. I mean, it looks like a simple premise, but I like movies like that. So, uh, and I like Clive Owen, I like Ana de Armas, and Joel Kinnaman is good in the right kind of movie. Paul says, "Are you looking forward to seeing the movie Crawl?" No, I don't know her name, and I'm not a big fan of whoever the girl is that's in it. I didn't like her in Maze Runner. I didn't like that preview. I know I've seen her in something else. I'm just not a fan. It's not personal. I'm just not a fan. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Hopefully, it's fun. I know. I just have this feeling I'm going to be rooting for the bad guys on that one. So am I looking forward to it? No, but hopefully I'm wrong. I like being wrong when I think a movie's gonna suck. So hopefully I'm wrong. Daniel says if Lady Gaga going in the Guardians 3, I imagine Rocket having a crush on her character because you know why. Is that official? I don't even know if that's official, but hey, they had great chemistry in Star is Born. Um, he made her better. I'm not saying she was good in that movie, but he made her better, I think, because their chemistry. Um, because I don't see Lady Gaga carrying a movie by herself yet. I think she can eventually, but having the cast that was surrounding her in A Star Is Born definitely helped. Um, let's see. Paul says here a new Bill and Ted movie coming out. Yeah, I think they either started filming this week or they're starting filming this week. Looking forward to that one. Uh, my son and I have watched the first two in the last few months, and uh, he's happy to hear there's another one. He liked them both. Desiree says, of course, she'd be Lila since Cooper is Rocket, and Lila and Rocket are a couple because they were a couple in Stars Born. Right? It would work. Great chemistry. Bryson says, "Are you looking for?" Yeah, I talked about Crawl. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it too much. Hopefully, it's funny. Um, the wife of Ted Bundy. Oh, was that what she was in? Yeah, I haven't got to see the Ted Bundy movie yet. It's in my queue, as they say. Yeah, not really looking too much forward to it. Let's see, where was I? Bill says the Avengers Endgame bonus scene is apparently Professor Hulk saving people. It was going to be his introduction in the movie, but was likely cut because it didn't move the plot forward. Yeah, I went. I just wanted to see Endgame again, and I went and seen it. And I was going to do a video about it, and it's just like, why? Because I could do it here. And thank you for reminding me because I was going to bring it up here. But the week's been tough. So the first thing has one of the directors saying, "Hey, thanks for staying with us." The clip of him wasn't even 30 seconds to a minute long. It's just like, "Hey, thanks for supporting us. Enjoy the movie again." And then it's an unfinished scene. The graphics aren't even done. Yeah, it's Hulk saving people from a fire. And then they do a Stan Lee tribute, which it's about him doing cameos. So that was kind of nice. And then they showed the very first couple minutes of Spider-Man, and it's like, I'm seeing it tomorrow. I went and saw it on Monday. And so it's like, whatever. The smart move would have been to added something else, something big. But they didn't. And so that was a misstep on their part, I think. But it's yeah, it didn't really move the plot forward. I could see why they introduced it, or why they would have had it in the movie, but I could see why it was cut too. It didn't really do anything. Bryce says September 20th, Sylvester Stallone as Rambo solves the drug war, saving people from the cartel, so no wall is needed as Mexico becomes the land of gumdrop forests and chocolate rivers. I think it's going to be rivers of blood by the time Rambo gets done with it. I'm looking forward to that movie because while the Rambo movie, the last one, was a fitting end to Rambo, it's always like that part of him is always going to be there, even if he found peace. And I'm willing to bet that, I know he goes back to the family farm at the end of that movie. I'm willing to bet that now, like he was going to see his dad or whatever, I'm willing to bet his dad has passed away and he's all alone. And solitude is not good for someone that's dealing with the stuff he is dealing with mentally. And war is the only answer for him. I see, even though Stallone has said, I almost called him Rambo. Stallone has said he would love to do another Rambo, even though this one's called Last Blood. I have a feeling Rambo will die in this one, but you never know. Let's see. Daniel says, do you think that The Lion King 2019 could hit 2 billion? Ooh, it's going to be a tough one. I can't really answer that till after the first week. I want to see how it does the first week. I think it'll at least hit 1 billion, though. I don't know, though. I don't think 2. I don't know. I want it to be good, though. I would love to say it's great, and I'll go see it a few times. But I've seen some of the clips, and though I like the way it looks, and I do think some of the voices are fine, especially, I mean, come on, John Oliver, Zazu. That's perfect casting. I mean, just look at his nose. That's his joke, not mine. I like Chiwetel Ejiofor, but he's not Jeremy Irons. Of course, you know, we do have James Earl Jones. I just want it to be good. I love The Lion King, my favorite Disney animated movie. I want it to be good. 2 billion, though. If it gets rave reviews from both audiences and critics, then maybe. But with Spider-Man being out, with Toy Story still being out, it's going to make money. Don't get me wrong. It's going to make money, and they're going to keep making these movies. I mean, come on, Little Mermaid. But 2 billion, I don't know. Let me see how the first week goes, and maybe I can revisit that question. Desiree says, got to go help make tamales for 4th of July because, I mean, it's what you do for American Independence Day, right? I would love to celebrate that way. I love tamales. So, darn you. Bryce says, any day is a good day for a tamale. Love them. Amen to that. Go ahead and get some more questions and comments in if you got it, guys. It's been a long week. Again, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this today, but if you got more questions and comments, definitely want to talk more. But I don't have any more stories or anything to go over. Let's see. Paul says, can't believe people are saying Secret Life of Pets 2 beat Aladdin at the box office. Yeah, I mean, Aladdin was just Aladdin, though. There was nothing, I mean, other than the forced I want to be a sultan now thing. It was and then you know, Will Smith is the genie putting a little bit of Fresh Prince, you know, the genie getting jiggy with it. I mean, there wasn't much to offer there, and Jafar was weak. I mean, definitely weak. That being said, it was way better than The Secret Life of Pets 2. Bryson says, Stuber gonna be good or stupid? Okay. Stuber. I have had 2 opportunities to see it early now, and I passed both times. I want it to be good. I want it to be just good, dumb fun, but I just have a feeling it's going to be just dumb. Because, well, what did I go see instead? I was going to go see it on a Thursday night in St. Louis. I had free tickets, and then I ended up seeing something else. And then it was something better, and I don't remember what it was. And then I had opportunity to see it yesterday, and I just didn't want to go. I could have gone to St. Louis to see it yesterday, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to make the trip. So I'll just see it next week with everybody else. And I want it to be fun because I like Dave Bautista. Granted, I think he's shockingly, as much as I did not like him in wrestling, I really like him as an actor when he's given the right role. I mean, his little bit in Blade Runner was fantastic. I wanted more of him. I mean, of course, he's fantastic as Drax, and I think the humor in Stuber looks like his Drax humor. Then he was, even though I didn't like the ending, and I'm looking it up here, he was in a movie called Bushwick, where he was like the head stars about like a martial law on a city, and he was like a former soldier. And he was really good in that because he was playing like this former soldier that had mental problems, and he was really good. And of course, the ending ruined that movie. But and again, Blade Runner, he was great in the what little bit he's in there. I'm looking forward to that movie where I mean, it just looks like him doing his dry humor, that where he's got the little spy girl, where he's teaching her how to be a spy or whatever. Um, so I like his work. I thought he was kind of wasted in Spectre, but Spectre I just didn't think was a good movie anyway. Um, that movie was just full of problems. So I hope Stuber's good, but I have a feeling we've seen the best stuff in the trailer. I will say though, I'm about, I don't know, 2 months or so ahead on my thumbnails, because sometimes I just get on a kick where I have free time and I make thumbnails for all the movies I'm going to go see, at least that I think I'm going to go see. And my Stuber one is one of, it's not just me standing in front of the image. I love it when I can incorporate myself in the image. Um, and I've incorporated myself in the Stuber image, and I think it's kind of funny. So I'm looking forward to using that. I hope it's good though. The trailers look funny, but again, I think we're seeing all the best stuff. Let's see. Daniel says, I'm surprised that Pets 2 underperformed just like Lego 2. I thought it'd be a major hit because Illumination. People are finally catching on, man. I mean, Illumination is, I've heard it said best. It's like they get a bunch of people in a room and say, "Let's see what everybody likes and let's cram it into a movie." Um, and while that you think that'd be a good thing, they don't worry about making the stories work. Um, and Lego 2 wasn't as good as the first one. I mean, I liked the story, but it was predictable and just when you know the secret where it's humans, you know that that's where the story is going to go. So I wasn't surprised that Lego 2 underperformed. Um, but yeah, Illumination, they're, I'm not saying they're done. I mean, because they got Mario still to make, but where we're gonna get Mario, we're gonna get double the minions. We're gonna have the Toads and the Goombas. Um, but they're not done yet. But people are catching on that they just can't wash, rinse, repeat a movie and expect it to work. Um, let's see. Bryson says, speaking of Sylvester Stallone, his daughter Sistine is going to be in the sequel 47 meters below, titled 47 meters down uncaged. This time they're in a ruined underwater city, so sharks and caves. You know, that first one would have been really good to me until they pulled that little switcheroo they pulled. So wonder what little trick they're going to try to pull in this one. I like the premise though. It should be, it could be fun, I guess. Um, Daniel says, true, you think that Pets 2 underperformed because you didn't like it, but I don't think it's the case because you hated Lorax, Minions, and Despicable Me 3, and they all made big bucks. Well, that's before people people are just now starting to catch on. And Despicable Me 3, bad movies make money. The Lorax, bad movies make money. Minions, really bad movies make money. Because you got to take the kids to go see something, and Illumination knows that. And I think with Pets 2, they realize, well, there's a Toy Story 4 coming out. Let's just wait for that. You got to remember, we had things like, what is it, Wonder Park and all that stuff too. Let's see. So, I mean, yeah, they can make money. It's just, it doesn't make them good. Daniel says, I watched Stuber last week and it was hilarious. I hope you're right. I'm not expecting Shakespeare with Stuber. I want stupid fun. That's what I want. Paul says, are you looking forward to watching Netflix Sandman? Yeah, I don't know a ton about Sandman, but I heard they were doing it, and that any show like that piques my curiosity. I think the one I'm looking forward to the most. I just finished Good Omens, and I haven't put together anything together for it, and that's on Amazon. I'm looking forward to The Boys on Amazon the most. I think when it comes to TV shows, I'm still so behind on my TV shows. I'll never catch up. If you got any more questions, comments, whatever, definitely get them in. Other than that, we're probably going to shut it down for the night. So it's been a long week. But if you got anything more you want to talk about, again, an update on the channel. Should be talking about Midsummer in the next couple days. I just need to put something together. New Geno's Bad at Games is going to start either tomorrow or the next day. I've already played through the whole game. It's a 5-part series of one of my favorite games. I finally got a chance to sit down and play it for a few hours. Not much else coming up. Live streams every other week, as you guys know. So, but yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut her down for the night. If you got any more questions, comments, whatever, you guys can put them in the comment section after the video is done. Just know that, and I know some people asked about this, it takes a little while for the comments for the live chat and everything to render and to process. So if it doesn't pop up right away, don't be surprised. It might take an hour for it to fully process. So, I know some people, when they do live streams, they put it in like whatever private mode or whatever until that stuff pops up. I just leave it up because if you want to watch it, that's fine. But anyway, go ahead and check out these last few comments here. Daniel says, Minions 2, The Rise of Gru should interest us because they said it will go back to the roots of the first film about how Gru becomes a villain. That's what, honestly, Minions should have been. I was upset because Minions was so terrible, and then Gru shows up at the end. And granted, I get the story arc of that, but it's like that would have been a good movie. So hopefully it will be a good movie. It's got to be better than Despicable Me 3. So hopefully that's a good one. I don't hate Illumination. I know they can do good stuff. I like the first Pets movie. I liked other movies they've done. I liked Pets 1 all right. I liked the first 2 Despicable Me's okay. The second one I thought was better than the first one. I didn't think Sing was terrible. So I know they can do good work. I just want to see them do good work. Bryson says Bill Murray is going to get a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Rome Film Festival presented to him by Wes Anderson. I wish Anderson had a movie coming out. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about him making anything lately. Paul says, still hoping Blade will come to the MCU. They're talking about it, and they're talking about it being Wesley Snipes again. And that may be a Hulu thing, maybe a show, but who knows? Daniel says, got to go, and I'm going to go ahead and go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, those that could show up. Thank you for letting me vent. Hope you guys had a good time tonight. I wasn't sure how this was going to go because of the last week, but thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, which I'm sure a lot of you have already, definitely subscribe, and we should be doing another live stream within or in the next 2 weeks. And I'll announce it on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and do that as well, at The Real Gino. As always, I am your host, The Real Gino, Gino Reynolds. Thank you for joining me. See you later.